So, Akira Toriyama could have written Jiren to be way more interesting as a character than we just thought, okay? Because in the latest episode of Super, we have his backstory revealed. And, you know, everyone thinks that he's generic, which I understand, you know, he's overpowered, he's the strongest, he didn't really show that much emotion, he was beating everybody down, but on Twitter, okay, this is gonna change your mind. This is gonna probably blow your mind unless you already thought of this, which I kinda doubt because I myself didn't think of this. And full credit for all of this, okay, for all this written stuff that I'm gonna talk to you about, goes to @MiraiSunGohan, or, you know, Future Sun Gohan on Twitter. So first of all, make sure to go follow him and reply to his post, I guess, and tell him what you think of it, if you agree or not with what I'm about to tell you guys. So basically, he goes on and he obviously figured all this out. Well, he didn't figure it out, but he thought about it, okay? This is all his ideas. And basically, after he ended up watching episode 126 of Super, you know, he basically called Jiren a bit of crybaby, and, you know, because he wants to be strong, and obviously he didn't remember why. But then he realized that Goku would have been the same way if the Dragon Balls didn't exist. Because, you know, first of all, Jiren lost his family because some evil villain, you know, destroyed his family and race, which is kind of mirrored with Frieza and the Saiyans. Number 2, Jiren was adopted by a kind mentor that taught him to fight, pretty much like Master Roshi did to Goku. 3, he became a good fighter and got some companions. Same goes with Goku. Well, yeah, same goes to Goku with Krillin, Tien, Yamcha, and Piccolo, and, you know, so on and so forth. 4, the villain returned. He killed Jiren's mentor and some of his companions, and then he says this reminds him of when the evil Piccolo Damo, or however you pronounce it, basically ended up killing Master Roshi, Krillin, Tien, and Chaozu. Although I don't actually remember if Master Roshi ended up dying. I can't remember because it's been so long since I watched Dragon Ball. But then you've got differences, because Jiren had to deal with the pain of not being powerful enough to defend his mentor, his family, his people. Goku was lucky enough to live in a world where the Dragon Balls exist and were used to revive his friends. 2, although Jiren wanted to fight against that mysterious villain, he was abandoned by those, you know, he trusted. Goku always had the backup of the other Z fighters, you know, he could always rely on them in every single way, for moral support, for being a team, for coming up with strategies, for training, you know, for a lot of stuff that Jiren didn't have. Jiren then began to achieve power to get all that he lost, because he thinks strength will give him everything he longs for. And then on the other hand, Goku strives to achieve more power due to the sheer joy of it, as his natural ability to make others wish to improve allows him to make pretty much everybody that was, you know, that he didn't get along with, a rival and an ally, but also a friend as well. So then he says, therefore I think Goku would be like Jiren and vice versa if they had experienced the other's life. In the end, our favorite hero will make the monstrous alien understand he is wrong and will help him to heal his heart, as he makes pretty much of Jiren another friend. So what he's saying is, if Goku was put in the same situation, or if Goku that we know now didn't have the Dragon Balls, he would have become the same way as Jiren, and if Jiren had the Dragon Balls, he would have become the same way as Goku. Now, yeah, he might have fought, I guess, but I don't know if he would have met that mentor if he didn't lose his family. Obviously, you know, there's always deviations and stuff, but like I said, this, you know, excuse me, this does make sense. I really like how pretty much he just saw all these parallels. You know, you wouldn't really think of all these things unless you looked at it at a deeper level, because what he said is right. Goku and Jiren are very similar in the sense that they both lost people, they both had an evil villain that they fought that took people that they cared about away, and the difference was the fact that Goku had Dragon Balls to revive his friends and Jiren didn't. Goku wasn't abandoned by the friends that he made, and Jiren was. Although, you know, Jiren was abandoned by people that survived that onslaught, and they were just like, nah, we aren't risking our life for that anymore. So Jiren turned to strength. He was like, the only thing I need in life is strength. I don't need I don't need friends, I don't need anything, I need strength. Strength will help me solve every goal. And, you know, that Goku's gonna prove his mentality wrong, although it's gonna end up getting Universe 11 erased. But that's what Goku does. That's what Goku did with Hit, you know. Hit was hitman. Obviously he would get paid to assassinate other people, but what Goku did was give Hit a heart, give Hit that sort of character change that we wouldn't see. The Hit that we saw in the Tournament of Power, he wouldn't be the same Hit that we saw there if he didn't have those interactions with Goku that made him kind of a softer person and made him see and enjoy fighting, you know. He started to enjoy it, he started to have fun, and you know, Hit lived a long life. He's like 1,000 years old. Although when he says 1,000 years old, we don't really know, because like, you know, like 1 year on his planet could be 3 years on our Earth, you know, so we don't know. But the point is, he's a very, very, very old being, but even he got, you know, affected by Goku's own ability to make people like him, make people just like him as a character, as a person, respect him for, you know, his simple-mindedness, but also his ability to be pretty much such a genius fighter, you know. He's got a kind heart, he's pure, and he's just so laid back. It's impossible to not like him, unless you're Vegeta. But even Vegeta, you know, I bet Vegeta sees Goku as a brother, or something close to that, although a rival, but they're very, very close in terms of their bond. Me personally, for Jiren's backstory, it was kind of generic, but what would you really expect? You know, I feel like it was all just rushed and pushed in, because, you know, you've had him bodying everybody in the tournament, and like, when Goku first fought Jiren was like bodying Goku in his Kaioken, even just making him look like a ragdoll. And now, even though Jiren's powered up, Goku and Vegeta together were able to like push him, although they didn't really damage him that much, but like they were able to push him back, and Android 17 was able to damage him from behind. So I feel like all that power that he had kinda, I don't know where it went, like what happened. It feels like that power scaling that we had at the start is completely different to what we have now. Like, did Goku and Vegeta improve so much all of a sudden? Or did Jiren just somehow lose a bunch of his power for no reason? Like, it feels very, very inconsistent. Jiren's backstory pretty much makes him similar to Batman. that's just what I thought anyways. But I don't know, it is very generic, but it's kind of fitting for him. It is, because he's lost his family, he's lost his friends. The only friend that Jiren really has, I mean, besides Toppo, and even like he disowned Toppo, he's just disappointed in him because Toppo abandoned everything, abandoned all of his ideals. And now it does make sense that Jiren would look at him like in that way, where he's just disappointed in him, because like he threw away his ideals, and to Jiren, ideals are pretty much everything. Strength is everything. So like, Jiren as a character is not very complex at all. He might seem like he is, but at the same time he really isn't, because all it is he was a boy that lost his family, lost his mentor, and then decided to become the strongest he is so that nothing could ever hurt him again or be taken away from him. That's literally the gist of it. And also, he's a part of the Pride Troopers, which are heroes, and then they go around and defeat evildoers. Jiren hasn't really shown that much character, and like, yeah, all of this character development that he suddenly got feels very, very forced, because all of a sudden Belmod is literally like explaining his backstory, and then, you know, he's like, how dare you speak of Jiren like that, you don't know him. Which makes me think, could the villain that defeated, or, you know, ended all of the lives of Jiren's family and master, could that have been Belmod himself, because he sensed that power from Jiren? Or could it have been Goku Black? No, I know, it's a meme, but if you think about it, it could have been. You don't know for sure, but I doubt it because, you know, timelines and how time flows, and all that. Like, I don't know, it's very complicated stuff. I might make a video on the whole Goku Black thing eventually, to do with Jiren, but I probably won't. But yeah, tell me what you guys think of, you know, Mirai-san Gohan's thoughts here. Could Goku have become just like Jiren if he was presented with the same, you know, situation? And do you think that Jiren could have become like Goku if he was in the same situation where he had the Dragon Balls to wish everyone back? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Go follow, you know, Mirai-san Gohan on Twitter. I will have that linked in the description below. Tell him what you thought of his, you know, just thoughts, because I find this very, very, very interesting, and it's definitely been fun to just think about it and, you know, try and make sense of it. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe and leave a rating below, as it helps my channel out. Thank you so much for all your support, and I will see you guys later. Peace.